Hey there, it's Anna running. How are you guys doing today? I kind of pronounced my last name a little weird there. I'm here. I'm so excited today. We are going to talk about should you start a business? So, we're going to go to the basics. And I know that there's a lot of you guys who are maybe thinking of starting a business, or maybe you don't know if it's the right path for you. And so, that's what we're going to talk about today. Should you be employed? Should you be an employer? Should you start your own thing, employ other people? So starting a business, it's not the right path for everyone. And I'm not here to say it's the right thing for everyone. I'm not here to say it's the only path to career fulfillment. I myself have done starting my own business. And I obviously love what I do right now. But I have also had a consulting career and I worked for a company and was an employee for 8 years. And I had a good time at that job too. I had fulfillment some parts of that time as well. And so, there's no right or wrong. I believe everyone is called to their ideal career path. That is my mission in life, is to help you figure out what your ideal career is. If that is a business, then that's what I'm here to help you do, help you start that business so you can get into that ideal business for you. Or if that's not right for you, which you might find out today that starting a business is not right for you, well, I'm here to help you figure out then what that ideal career looks like if it's not to start a business. So that's a whole other topic that we can talk about. But today, let's talk about starting a business, because giving up a security of a full-time job can be risky. It can be scary. I've done it. I quit my day job. I spent eight years as a consultant for a company called Booz Allen Hamilton, and I quit that job after maternity leave. It's scary to go all in on your business. So that's what we're going to talk about. Like, should you start a business? Should you go all in? What are the steps that you should take? And tell me, like, have you started a business? Are you thinking about starting a business? Do you know that it's the right path? You just don't know what steps to take. I would love to see you in the comments. Okay. So, just so you guys know, I did not know that I wanted to be an entrepreneur either. Like, I did not know, this was not a dream of mine that I've had since a child. This is not something I ever thought that I would ever have my own business when I was in high school, when I was in college, even in business school. And that's what I want to tell you a story about when I was in business school. So this is, after getting my degree, I was already working a couple years in the corporate world, and I went back to get my MBA, thinking that I was going to use my MBA then to get a different job, to have that on my resume so I could get another job. Never planned on starting a business after getting my MBA. And what happened during my MBA program is there was about maybe half of my class was interested in entrepreneurship, and the other half was not interested in entrepreneurship. And so I was that half. I was not interested. I did not think I had what it took. I'm an introvert, and so I thought, I'm shy. Like, I don't have what it takes. I'm not a leader. Like, I couldn't run a company. I saw all these other business owners, and I was just like, I don't think that's for me. So I got to business school and started working with a lot of my classmates. We had a lot of group projects, and I'll never forget, there was this one group project, and I was in this small group, about 5 people, with a guy in our class. He was running a business. And so we were doing this like group project to help him grow his business. And so we had to put together a business plan. It was like this 50-page business plan. It was super long. And he asked me if I would lead the project. And I was like, wait, me? You want me to lead this business plan? You want me to write this business plan? You want me to lead this group of 5 people? But you're the CEO. You're the business owner. Like, why do you want me to do it? And he said, he's like, I think you could do it. And I was like, oh, okay. So this CEO, like, he's already a business owner. He's already a CEO. He asked me to manage this project for him, basically to combine all of our inputs into this business plan and give this presentation about growing this business. And so I did it. And so I took the lead. I created this business plan. It was like we had an hour before we had to submit this project. And everyone else on the team, including him, they were doing other things. Like no one cared about that business plan as much as I did about that business plan and making it great and giving a great presentation to these potential investors that we were going to be presenting to. And I remember sitting there, it was about an hour before I had to submit this thing. I was all alone, like basically, like group projects in school where I don't know why, I always ended up being the person that did all the work. And everyone else was doing their own thing. But this was one of those group projects where I was sitting there about to submit this thing of this 50-page business plan. And I was like, you know what? Like if he can start a business, why can't I start a business? Like, why can't I do this? I'm creating a 50-page business plan right now, and it's really good. And I've done a really good job. Maybe I do have what it takes. Like maybe I can do this too. And that was like the first time, that first little light bulb in my head that, hey, if he can do it, I can do it too. And I think that's so like, that's what I hope I am here to kind of model for you. Like if I've done this, you guys can do this too. Even if you're an introvert like me, you can start a business. Like I said, it's not right for everyone. And that's why we do an assessment for anyone who joins our membership. We do an assessment. We walk you through the steps to identify what your ideal career is, what your ideal business is. But I truly believe that everyone has a purpose and a calling and an ideal career path, whether that's starting a business or or working for another company, some sort of career that you were born to do that's going to give you the most happiness. And if starting a business is right for you, I don't want you to let overwhelm stop you. Like if you're overwhelmed with all the steps it takes, like you got to get your trademark and your legal stuff and you got to create content and get an Instagram account, like if all the steps are overwhelming you, just like take a deep breath and break it down, because that's not what we're going to talk about today. We're just going to talk about like, should you or shouldn't you? Should you take that first step? And I'm going to give you I'm going to give you some things to think about, the reasons why you should start a business, and I'm going to help you see if maybe you shouldn't start a business. So we're going to kind of do both of those things. So don't let overwhelm stop you. And don't let money stop you. Don't let your fears stop you. I know money is something a lot of people holds people back. Say, I don't have money to invest. I don't have thousands of dollars. And these days you don't need a lot of money. You can start a business for free. Like you do not need a lot of money to start a business. So we don't want to let our fears stop us. We don't want to let what other people think stop us. I know no one would ever have imagined that shy girl named Anna. Well, my maiden name was Berger. So that shy girl in the back of the room in high school named Donna Berger would ever have started a business, because I would turn like beet red when my teachers would call on me. So that's why like I never thought I would be here. I would have a business, but I can't let what other people think of me stop me. You can't let money stop you. You can't let all the overwhelm stop you, and you can't let your own fears stop you either. So let's dive in. Remember, if you're here, just say hello so I know that this is working. I know you are here. You can just say hi. You can tell me if you have any questions about whether, about the steps that you need to take, about that first step. I'm really big on taking just like one first step. So if you have any questions, by all means, just like comment and ask. So here's the first part. You should start a business if. Okay, so write these down. These are some of the reasons you should start a business. Okay, so you should start a business if you want to have a business someday. So I know that sounds super simple, but I know a lot of you guys are listening and you want to start a business, but you just haven't. Maybe you've thought about it for a long time, but it's like in the back of your mind. You've known for years that you want to be your own boss, but you haven't taken that first step. So that is a very, very easy answer. By all means, yes, you should start a business if you've been thinking about it, if you know you want to someday, if you're going to do it next year, or maybe in a couple years, or maybe this whole COVID-19 knocked you off track and you're not sure, but you wanted to last year and then you made it the goal this year, but now you're kind of putting it on the back burner. So if you are like, if all those excuses are coming up, you should start your business. Like, I'm here to tell you, you should start your business. If you've been thinking about it, if it's in the back of your mind, if you've thought about it, maybe you're side hustling and you want to you love your side hustle, but it's not a business yet. but you want to. Like any of those desires, that is it. That is a hands down, yes, you should take that first step today. If you want to be your own boss, if you've thought about it, you don't have to quit your job today. That doesn't need to happen. Like you don't need to like go tell your family and friends today you're quitting and your life is changing tomorrow. All you need to do is take that first step, start that side hustle, start something on the side. So that's a definitely yes. Laura Romeo. Hi, Laura. Good to see you. She is starting a children's wear brand, but you keep procrastinating. Okay, so you are who I'm talking to, Laura. Right before I get on, I like close my eyes, I take a deep breath, and I say, just let me help one person today. And so, Laura, I think you're my girl because when I go on here, I just want to help one person because that's exactly what I'm talking about. If you're procrastinating, you want to do this, you even know the product that you want to, create. You even know who you want to help, children, parents, but you're procrastinating. So you're the number one person that I want to help make that first step today. So yes, you should start a business if you've been thinking about it, if you've been procrastinating, if you want to be your own boss, but you've just been thinking about it and haven't made that first step. Now, the other reasons you should start a business if you are passionate about solving a problem. So maybe like Laura has seen, there's something that in the problem with children's wear or with children's brands or with parents, or there's something that she's seeing or noticing, or she wants to make life easier for parents. Maybe you want to like do a monthly subscription of children's brands or something to simplify life or to help parents or just basically to solve some sort of problem. So if you are passionate about solving some sort of problem, then yes, you should start a business because that's really what a business is all about. Like sometimes we make it so internal, like I'm scared to do a Facebook Live or I'm scared to ask someone for a sale, and we make it like all about us. But really, it's just about solving other people's problems. And that's why I said right before I get on here, I try and get out of my own head. Like, what are people going to think of me? Is there toys all over my office? What does my hair look like? Like, try and stop thinking about all that stuff and just think about like that one person that I need to help, the one person I want to help them solve their problem today. So yes, you should start a business if you have a problem that you're passionate about solving. You're going to succeed if you're passionate about that. Ilsa is here. She is passionate about serving others and with their health, right? Like I talked to her and you can tell that that passion comes through because she wants to solve their problems. So that you should definitely start a business if you're passionate about solving a problem. You're going to have more success if you're passionate about it. You should also start a business if you know your why, if you have a bigger reason for wanting to start a business. Ilsa, I'm so glad you're here because I'm going to keep using you as a great example. She has a big why. She wants to serve people. She was, in a prior field, and she didn't feel like that they were serving people as much as she wants to serve people. She wants to go above and beyond. And so she has like this bigger why that's going to attract her clients to her, that's going to make her business grow because she has that big why. So if you're passionate about solving a problem, if you have a big why, and if you're just starting to think about what that could be, that's totally fine. Just like spend some time to journal, to think through it. But like for me, I have a big why, right? Like I don't want women to stay stuck in jobs they hate. I don't want women to just work for a paycheck. I don't want women to miss out on their kids and their families and their passions and their health and doing things that they love to do. So there's like that bigger why, right? Career fulfillment for all women. You should start a business if you want more freedom and flexibility for yourself or for your family. I know that was one thing for me when I was working my corporate job. I had very little freedom, very little flexibility. It was very hard for me. Like I remember I had to go to I had to go to a funeral, and it was like pulling teeth to try to get out of work to go to a funeral. And I was like, this is not for me. Like this is not the type of environment that I want to be in when I don't have the flexibility to be there for my family when I need it. And this was before I had kids too. So I knew like once I became a mom that I was not going to have the freedom and flexibility that I wanted to be able to walk my kids to school or volunteer at school or do all the things that I get to do now. So that's another reason to start a business. Start a business if you want to be in charge, if you want to be the boss, if you think you can do things better than than maybe your boss. I know that was. I swear I didn't think I could be the boss or start a business, but this was a big one for me. Like I wanted to change my work environment, and I worked for when I spent those 8 years consulting. I was doing a lot of consulting with the government. And as many of you guys probably know, it's hard for the government to make a lot of changes. And I was coming in, I was young, I had all these ideas, I wanted to make a change happen. I was just excited to change the world. And I just like kept hitting walls. Like I would have these ideas, I would have these changes that I would make, these improvements that I thought could save the planet. Just kidding. It wasn't like that big. But like I wanted to make a change and I just kept hitting walls. Like I couldn't make the improvements and the changes that I wanted. And so for me, starting a business, like every single day I'm improving things, I'm changing things. I'm making things better. I'm helping people make progress. And so I get to do that as an entrepreneur. I get to be in charge. Also, the other reason you should start a business is if you like goals and plans. I know we have a lot of planners here because I'm a planner, and we give out a free planner here at Classy Career Girls. So we have a lot of you guys here that like to work on your goals, like to work on your plans. So that's a big thing. If you're an entrepreneur, there's always goals and plans that you're working on. You're managing a team, and you're managing their goals and managing their plans. Um, and also start a business if you're okay with doing some like boring things, some uninteresting things, if you know it's going to get you to your long-term vision. So starting a business isn't always, you're not going to do your passion all the time. You're not going to do the fun stuff all the time. There's going to be some stuff in the beginning that you're going to have to take on that you don't like. This could be like in the beginning, I was doing a lot of my bookkeeping, a lot of my finances, even though like I don't like to do that. Like that's just not my passion. That's not my specialty. And eventually you'll be able to hire a bookkeeper and you'll be able to hire people that can help you with the things that you don't like to do. But in the beginning, you're going to have to focus on that long-term vision. So you're going to have to be okay with doing kind of that grunt work, doing the things that you don't like to do to get you to the vision of where you want to go. And then also, a lot of you guys might need some extra income right now for working from home. I know a lot of businesses have closed. A lot of people have had layoffs. There's just a lot of change happening now with COVID-19. So you can start a business from home. So start a business if you need some extra income. Working from home, and you maybe lost your job, maybe your business closed, maybe you have a physical shop, you needed to close the doors, or there's just a lot of different things that have happened lately. And so you maybe need to make some extra income. And so starting a business could be right for you. So those are all the reasons. Like, let me know. Did any of those ring true for you? Like, did you listen to them and did you say, I'm starting business? Like, did any of those what stood out to you right there for like, if you want to start a business? Now, let's go to the second part. The second part really is when you should not start a business, right? Because like I told you, it's not the right thing to do for everyone. There's nothing wrong with being an employee. As an employee, you get to help the business owners make a change and make impact. And so there's a lot of great things about being an employee. But not only that, it's also really important that you have some clarity going into starting a business, because I see a lot of women who get stuck working at businesses they hate. Like it becomes another job to them because they didn't identify what that ideal business is for them or that ideal career is for them. I see people jumping back and forth from, having a business to going back to being an employee to having a business and to going back to being an employee. And so that is a sign that they haven't done that self-assessment to really identify what that ideal career is for them. So you should not start a business if you have no idea what you want to be when you grow up. So the first step really is like doing some self-assessment assessment, right? Like really figuring out what that ideal career path is for you. If you don't know what you should be, or if you don't know what you should be when you grow up, or your job search isn't working right now, or you're just kind of feeling stuck and you have no idea what to do next, starting a business is not the right step. Doing self-assessment, which we teach in our membership, starting really identifying what that ideal career path is, really identifying what your passion, what your purpose is. So you shouldn't start a business if you don't know what that passion is, because passion is so important. Like I don't want to see anyone just kind of start a business and then it kind of like fades away after a couple of years. I'm doing this 10 years ago. I started my blog, 10 years of doing this stuff because I love talking about this stuff. I am passionate about this stuff. I've started the right ideal career and business for me. So that's why I'm so passionate about helping women find that ideal career, that ideal business, because you'll be more successful in the long term when you identify what you should be when you grow up first, right? You also should not start a business if you're not willing to work hard. So nothing happens overnight. You have to work hard. You have to learn. You have to grow. You can do this. You can start a business. You can make a lot of money doing work you love, but you have to take action. You have to do more than just think about it. I know my husband says I'm like one of the hardest worker he knows, and I work hard, and that might mean, early mornings, that might mean late nights. But I'm 10 years in, right? There's every single day I've been working on this dream and this goal. I mean, obviously I've taken days off here and there, but I'm like always thinking about it and I'm always trying to help people. So it's not something, I know a lot of people take a course and they think like a 5-week course is going to automatically grow their business, or a 5-week course and their life is going to be changed. And so my process is a lot different. Like I don't promise like fast cash and 5-week launch and all this stuff, because this is a never-ending process of really identifying what that ideal career is, what that business is, and working hard to make it happen. It doesn't happen overnight, and that's why what I offer is a membership, right? Because I want to help you long term rather than just help you in a few weeks. So nothing happens overnight. So starting business is not right for you if you don't like to work hard, and you don't like goals and plans. So if you don't like to set goals, if you don't like to make a plan, it is hard to make a business plan. It's not easy, right? Like none of this stuff comes easy. But if you like have no interest in setting goals, then starting a business is not right for you. Starting a business isn't right for you if you don't like to see failures as opportunities. So we always have failures. And if you're starting a business, you have to be ready to fail. You can't let failure hold you back, because we're all going to fail. I've failed a million times, but I've learned from those failures, and there's been opportunities because of those failures. And so it's a real mindset shift that comes from saying, okay, I am going to be a business owner. I'm going to take that leap. I know for me, getting started, I did a lot of, because I know you may not feel like you have the experience to start your business. And so for me, I was the same way. I started as a career coach, but I didn't have career coaching experience or training experience. So I volunteered to be on the training team at my company. I volunteered to teach a class called How to Navigate Your Career. And it was like an online virtual class. I did not get paid for it, but it was a really neat process, because not only was I able to start learning how to teach online to people that were within my company, but I was also able to start adding that to my resume. And not only that, I was able to start seeing that is what I really enjoy doing. That is what I really like to teach. I really liked that topic I was teaching. And so it really was just about taking those steps and volunteering for additional opportunities at my company, and starting to see, oh, this is actually what I really enjoy doing. This should be my day job. Like what I was doing on the side and not getting paid for it, that's when I started realizing like I want that to be my full-time job. And so that's when you know you're on the right track, is when you can start to do those things on the side, start to get more experience, and then you can compare what the work that you're doing and see, oh, that I want to be doing that all day, every day, right? Because I get so much joy and passion about helping people with their problems. And I'm going to be going deeper too. I'm going to be going deeper on a live webinar on May 31st, way deeper on everything that's going to help you go from stuck in your day job to basically starting to be more excited about going to work every single Monday. And so that is going to be on May 31st. It's going to be a live webinar. I'm going to do it at 2 different times. So there's going to be a 10 a.m. and I think it's a 3:30 p.m. Pacific. It's on a Sunday. So I would love for you guys to join me if you can, because I think it's going to help you take this step further of really, should you start a business, you've gotten some clarity now. And so it's going to really give you those simple strategies to go from the job you hate to a job you love. So I'll make sure I post the link below. You can get registered at www.classycareergirl.com/dream career webinar. And so if you get registered for that, there's going to be a workbook that I'm going to email to you. So make sure you download that workbook and you get excited for the webinar, because it's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, so hope to see you guys on our webinar, a live webinar on May 31st, 2 times, so you shouldn't be able to miss it. There's a 10 a.m. Pacific and a 3:30 p.m. Pacific, and hope to see you guys there. Have a great day, everyone. If you have any questions, just let us know. Thank you for joining me. This was fun.